Hello and welcome back to Stuart Thomas Media and another episode of Stu's Reviews. Now you may be wondering why I was in 8-bit mode, and that's because today we're going to take a look at something very nostalgic indeed. Today we're going to take a look at a retro gamepad, but for modern devices. This retro gamepad is an instant classic, looking and feeling exactly like the originals did 30 years ago. It has Bluetooth 4.1 and can pair up to almost anything. It has a built-in 480 mAh battery and can simulate Bluetooth keyboards and touchscreen support. This gamepad truly brings back that nostalgic feeling. So let's get some of the features out of the way. It's got Bluetooth 4.1, which means it can connect to an abundance of devices that has Bluetooth, except the Apple TV. I couldn't work out how to connect this to the Apple TV, so if any of you have managed to get one and connect it to your Apple TV, leave a comment in the link below telling me how you did it, because I couldn't work it out. But it does connect to things like iPads and iPhones without a problem. It's also got a feature where you can pair two of these up to an iPad or iPhone and play multiplayer games, which is quite cool. And it's also got something called Wiimote emulation, which I think it replicates the Wii remote somehow. And why you want to do this, I don't really know, because the Wii is an old console. Now, in terms of style, it is exactly like the SNES controller. It's supposed to be an exact one-by-one replica, and it does a really good job. It even feels a very similar weight, except it's wireless, which the original one obviously wasn't. Now, interestingly, it's called SFC30, and I was trying to work out why, but that's because in America and the UK, we got the Super Nintendo, but in Japan, it was actually called the Super Famicom, I think it was called, which is the SFC, the Super Famicom console. Now, the functionality of the device is quite straightforward. It's a Bluetooth gamepad. But as I said earlier, you can pair it up to multiple devices, which means you have to turn it on in multiple ways. Now, to pair it up with an iPhone, for example, you have to hold the start and the A button for 2 seconds, and that way it'll enter some kind of weird pairing mode where it will pair with Apple devices. If you hold the start button and the B button, it does the same thing, but for Android. And again, there's a different combination for PC and Mac. But that is all in the instruction booklet. It's just an interesting way to pair it up with different devices. But how does it work and how does it function? Let's take a look. So here I am with the gamepad paired up to my Xiaomi Mi Pad 3 and Sonic running on there. And as you can see, if I press a button here, it does the thing that Sonic does, which is jump around, and you've got left and right as well that we can do. Can any other buttons work? Oh, you can use that one as jump as well, apparently. Like that one. No, that's pause, and that seems to work very well. What about these? No. Well, as I said, it is an old controller. It's designed to be old and designed to work with older games, and it's obvious that this game only has a few buttons to press. But let's give it a go and see what it's like. There's no lag at all, and it does very, very good. Oh, I like this. Now, I was never very good at Sonic games at all. Has anyone ever wondered why Sonic likes rings?
Sonic likes rings. Sonic likes rings.
But it's working very, very well. I would say I've got nothing negative to say about this gamepad. Although this copy of Sonic, which is on the internet at the moment, is pretty poor. It's not a genuine copy of Sonic, as you can probably tell. Or it might be, I don't know. But all I did was Google it and found this to have a go of to see if this worked. And it does very, very well. And there we are. Not bad. It comes to just £30, which I think is very good for this. But we'll talk more about that in the conclusion in just a second. Remember guys, I will leave a link below in the description where you can check it out for yourselves. This time, it's from GearBest. So what do I think of the 8Bitdo gamepad overall? Well, I think it's a bizarre name. 8Bitdo doesn't exactly roll off your tongue, but naming aside, it is incredible. It is a piece of nostalgia, and I really enjoy using this on something like Sonic, because it brings back memories. Okay, it's not a Sega controller, but it feels very similar to that period of time. Now, if you pair this up with something like Sonic on your devices, or if you pair it up with something like an emulator that you downloaded on Android or on your computer, this allows for a really nostalgic experience. And for 30 quid for a wireless gamepad, I think it is a bargain, and I love it. The only limitation I would say is that it isn't really very good at playing more modern games that need thumbsticks, because you haven't got thumbsticks. So first-person shooters and flight simulators are out of the question. Just won't work with this. But any side-scroller, any 2D gaming type thing, generally this will work very well with it. And as I said, pair this up with an emulator, you've got an instant classic straight away. And that concludes my review of the 8Bitdo SFC30 Gamepad. Guys, if you like the review, don't forget to head down to that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share if you're feeling nice. And remember, I'll leave the links below in the description where you can check it out for yourself. And I'll see you back on Stuart Thomas Media for another episode of Stu's Reviews soon. 8Bitdo. Bitdo.